them against the rebels personally.
Wonderful. So, we've got the story up to this point, and it's very engaging, at least I think, especially in comparison to the last game. Maybe that's just because I happen to love Rome and this whole Roman motif. I just get totally sucked in by that, and once again, it has sucked me into this circumstance. So anyway, there are a lot of parallels, at least people seem to draw a lot of parallels between the King Arthur series and the Total War series. However, there are also a lot of very keen differences between the two. But in this circumstance, of course, we have our army, and we can move them around this 3D map, but our main objective is to take care of these rebels here, these slaves. So I can just, right click on these gentlemen and go over and slaughter them all. Of course, we get to see our first battle, and I'll see you on the other side. So this is again where people draw more parallels to Total War, is some of these battle sequences, which are two vast armies and cards of units facing off against each other in these epic pitched battles. And on these battlefields there are various areas in which you can capture, and these will give you special bonuses and whatnot. However, for this circumstance we're going to ignore most of those and just focus on the battle in and of itself. So, see if we can deploy our units. Alright, I'll put these guys into a nice little battle formation and I'll be right back. Alright, so to finish our deployment, let's go down and look at these units, because this is a very pretty looking game. So, I've deployed my men in a formation where I'll have Sulla's legionnaires taking the front here. And behind him there'll be the archers. And on the flanks I'll have the Sulla auxiliary, and on the other side we'll have the spearmen, the cavalry waiting in the wings, and Sulla himself with his bodyguard is right back here. That being said, let's move on out. Though the control scheme is not the same as it is in Total War, and it's something I'm still getting a little bit used to. Like, for example, I can't hit space, and I'll see where all the outlines of my men are. Still haven't quite found that button yet. There are a couple cool things that I've noticed that your troops are able to do. For example, one thing that I really like that your archers have the capability of is they can fire at will. However, they will not fire into melee troops. So when your melee troops engage with the enemy troops, you don't have to worry about micromanaging your archers so they don't shoot your own troops in the back, which is very, very nice and very, very convenient. So hopefully I'll draw these guys into the range of my archers. Just looks like they're piddling about right outside my range. Someone's entering my range. We have... who are these guys? These are rebel warriors. These pretty burly looking generic dudes. Hopefully they'll get rained on by our massive archer fire and decimated before they can even reach our lines. It's literally a slaughterhouse here. So here we go. Here's something that we can talk about a little bit. Let's talk about the new magic shield game, which is very, very interesting and something that I think is very cool. Which essentially, spells have a... because there are spells in the game, and they have sort of a protection value. And what this means is that when you cast spells, and when the enemy casts spells, that erodes your protection value. So, you can use your magic shield to protect you from spells, but if you cast spells of your own, that will kind of erode your own shield. So there's a dynamic at play there that is both incentivizing you and disincentivizing you to cast spells, because if you cast spells, that opens up the door for the enemy to cast spells on you by withering away your magic shield. So it looks like they're actually trying to flank me. Trying to take out my cavalry. You can see the rebel archers here. I'm going to take some of my own archers to teach them not to mess with me. But we can also see they have their general here. So I'm going to take some of my men. Some of the auxiliary standing on the back. But apparently they had men waiting in the bushes here. A couple warriors. Fortunately, see, there's a spell. These poor archers just got smashed by lightning. But with that, hopefully I've learned a spell of my own. Activated to spell a rain of arrows, which essentially lets our archers fire twice as fast for this duration. So over here we've managed to surround their general unit. However, he's got very, very powerful warriors in his unit. As you can see, they're pretty spiffy looking dudes with these beautiful gold armor and winged helmets. We've also managed to capture or surround a few rebel infantry units. Here come the main brunt of their units. Trying to just... oh man, we're getting hammered by lightning. And the cavalry to smash in behind some of these units. Our spearmen are holding their lines against most of that charge that ambushed us. However, they've managed to break through into some of our archery lines. What is Sulla up to? Here's Sulla. I can send him right here to take care of these rebel warriors that are attacking our archers, because Sulla is extraordinarily powerful. Yeah, we're slaughtering these warriors that tried to break through, and we're forcing back a lot of the guys who attacked our front lines. themselves up to... So how's the battle over here going? Looks like we've surrounded their main unit. All that's left is the general. He's fighting like there's no tomorrow. But he'll die. You can see his HP if you hover over him. But it looks like a lot of my archers have completely destroyed. You can see there's like an entire decimation of some of the rebel archers here. Alright, looks like we took care of their general unit. And we're pretty much on a straight path to victory right now. They don't have a lot left. A couple infantry, a couple archers. Though these guys do look very determined and steadfast. Got quite the grimace on. Handful of rebel warriors left. A bunch of infantry just kind of running around, not really doing anything. It's getting hammered by arrows. Because they were able to do a lot of those spells because they owned these various points on the map. Maybe I shouldn't have ignored them. Oh well, we still crushed them in the end. All we've got left is a couple archers and a couple infantry. Care of some of my auxiliary troops. I'm hoping that my glorious cavalry charge into their backs will be enough to finish them off. See, when you hover over each individual unit, you can see exactly how much hit points they have and whatnot, and how much damage they can do and how much defense they have, and of course their will to fight, which is the morale of the troops. And apparently they don't have much will to fight anymore. There we go. So in the end, we lost 0 units and lost 539 soldiers. The enemies lost 17 units and 1,820 soldiers.